So a couple weeks ago, we took you on a guided tour of the S Pen, Samsung's special stylus for the Galaxy Note family of devices. Well, that's not the only stylus Samsung has cooked up for its smartphone family. I'm Michael Fisher, this is PocketNow.com, and this is the Samsung C Pen for the Galaxy S3. Let's check it out. So, one of the most telling things about a technology product, or any product really, is the expectations it sets with the blurbs on the packaging. The C Pen, according to the back of the box here, offers the comfort and style of a premium writing instrument. The tip of this stylus is designed to simulate a finger touch, tap, or swipe, giving you full touch navigation functionality and allowing you to leave your touchscreen fingerprint-free. That is right. The last point on the marketing copy is talking about how it helps keep fingerprints off your screen. So you can tell right away that this is a product that's not going to blow your socks off. Let's go ahead and open up the packaging here. Discard the box. Here is the C Pen itself. The second indication that you're not going to be too blown away, put that aside for a second, comes when you pull out this little pamphlet here and realize that it is not an instruction sheet. Now, if you're coming into this like I did because you didn't pay attention when Samsung announced the C Pen in the first place, you might think there's something special that requires instruction, like a battery or a button or anything. But no, this is just a warranty card because the C Pen is simplicity itself. We have a nice, attractive finish here with the Samsung branding on top of this pewter pocket clip here. You can see the entire unit is finished in a very dark shade. It's got good weight and a good material feel in the hand, but checking out the front, you can see this big soft nib on the tip just gives this one away. This is just Samsung's take on the same capacitive styluses we've seen for years. So, how does it work? Well, we've got our Galaxy S3 here to test that out. Now, in normal use, you can see we can swipe, tap, and flick to our heart's content. Responsiveness is just as good as with finger input, and the feeling of the nib on the glass display is actually very, very nice. There's a lot more friction than with the S Pen on the Note. It's a bit like dragging a felt tip marker along a piece of glossy oak tag. It's actually very, very comfortable, and as you can see, it works well. It doesn't necessarily work with every device featuring a capacitive display. This is the Motorola Droid Razr M, and as you can see, there is positively no responsiveness on this device, which I thought was interesting. Whether tap, flick, or swipe, nothing going on there. Let's try it out with the LG Optimus G, just to have a little bit of fun here. Also, no responsiveness whatsoever. This is very clearly it's very easy to see why Samsung branded this as a Galaxy S3 accessory. But it does work with Google's Nexus 7, so that is very interesting, although I should note that it does not work terribly well with this device. As you can see, taps and flicks are often confused for each other. So, very obvious why Samsung labeled this an accessory only for the Galaxy S3. So returning to the device that the S Pen was designed for, we can see we've gotten our responsiveness back, and we feel a whole lot better than we did on some of the other devices here, but it's not all perfect. If we hop into Chrome real quick, we'll show you that the capacitive buttons flanking the home screen here do not always respond to the C Pen. As a matter of fact, if you tap right on them, they don't respond at all. You have to find this strange little edge area that'll activate, there we go, the menu key, and that tends to move around a little bit. The back key is even more finicky if that's possible. We've got to find where it likes to be. As you can see, I am actually tapping here. No response from our friend, the back key. Menu keys being a little bit... I have gotten the back key to activate before, but obviously you can see, and we can just press the menu button physically, but very, very annoying. We complained of a similar problem with the S Pen on the Galaxy Note and the Galaxy Note 2. It's not a problem, it's a design deficiency, we suppose, but it's really annoying because you have to go from a pen input here to a finger input here, and then a third input methodology with this physical home button here to mash that down. It's just a very disjointed and awkward experience. Now let's check out how the C Pen fares in note-taking. The Galaxy S3, of course, shipping with S-Memo, the same thing essentially as S-Note on the Galaxy Note 2 and the Galaxy Note. Hopping into S-Memo, we can see the default paintbrush size is too thick. So let's go up here and thin it up some, so maybe we can write a memo. And, actually that's not too bad. It actually, it works. It's not pretty by any means, but neither is my writing on the Galaxy Note 2, so that doesn't say much. However, the thing to note here, we'll just clear all, is that there's no pressure-sensitive digitizer on the SGS3, or in many phones at all outside the Note and Note 2. So there's no difference in the digital ink. Right now I'm just, as softly as I can, just barely grazing the display. There's what that line looks like, and then I'm just going to mash it down and draw straight across. That's as hard as I can go. As you can see, there is no difference at all in the thickness of those lines because the screen has no way of knowing that you've pressed with a different pressure level for each of those lines. There's no digitizer here, so that is not a surprise to anyone. Everyone knew that going in, but it's just something that renders the note-taking features of this device a little, well, no, not a little, significantly less impressive than those on the Note family. And there's also nothing fancy like floating cursors or hovering or track scrubbing. It's just a really, really, really tiny fingertip, folks. That's all we're talking about here. Finally, there's just no place to put the thing. Obviously, the Galaxy S3 doesn't offer any kind of a silo, and the C Pen is just massive. So it's obvious that Samsung wants you to carry this in your pocket like a traditional ballpoint pen or something like that. Which would be fine if it offered any real utility to everyday people. I mean, sure, in certain niche applications, like for workers who need to wear gloves all day long, or for those in cold climes in the same situation, or for those who really, really don't want to fingerprint up their displays, it's useful, sure. But for $30, or slightly less if you shop somewhere other than Samsung.com, you're better off spending your hard-earned money elsewhere. Bottom line, if you're looking for a device with a stylus, you're better off snapping up one that was designed from the ground up with a stylus in mind. In this case, getting your S Pen confused with your C Pen is a recipe for disappointment. That's going to do it for our special tour of the Samsung C Pen for the Galaxy S3. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up down at the bottom there. If you have a comment, you want to say something back, leave a comment on the post at pocketnow.com, not here on YouTube, if you can help it. Follow us on Twitter. PocketNow Tweets is the official account if you want to find out when we're posting new videos. Follow me on Twitter at Captain2Phones. That's Captain, the number 2 phones. Stay tuned for a lot more editorial and video content. Samsung, non-Samsung, stylus-related, not stylus-related. Everything in mobile technology, we try to cover it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.